Hard Knocks fans, his School of Hard Knocks fight is a professional bout in the 155-pound weight class and is our co-main event of the evening. It's brought to you by Phantom Shots, our official photographer for the evening. And now, let's meet the fighters. Fighting out of Kamloops, British Columbia, this is Julius Hughes.
Julius Hughes making his way down to the cage out of Axis Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Canada in Kamloops, BC. 1-0 as a pro. We saw him in our first Medicine Hat event just a couple months ago. Julius came out and won in dominating fashion, just 38 seconds for a knockout victory in that fight. So not much experience as a professional, but what experience he did have, he used very effectively. This is a striker from cut from a cloth. If you were going to cut a striker, you'd cut Julius Hughes.
Yeah, he's a dominating presence. He's a pretty big guy at 155. He's not very tall. That's not going to be a very big factor in this one because Matt Krayco's not that much taller than him. But again, he's a really big guy. He's got great power out of Axis Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Canada, and Kamloops. A 38-second knockout in Medicine Hat. And he's got some support in the crowd here.
And your opponent.
Now coming down to the cage on a dynamic MMA, the opponent for Julius Hughes, Matt Krayco. And you can see Julius Hughes standing there with his Bond villain stare on as Matt Krayco makes his way down to the cage. We've seen Matt Krayco now fight in 3 weight classes. Every time we see him, he gets smaller. The Kenny Florian of the Hard Knocks Fighting Championship fought at 185, then he fought at 170. Now he's fighting at 155.
He's fighting right out of Calgary, Alberta. This is Matt Krayco.
He comes down to the cage, says now he accepts the nickname The Kid. Didn't want to be The Kid when he was Matt the Kid Krayco when we called his first fight at Hard Knocks 4. Says he accepts the nickname now, and one of the reasons he accepts the nickname, he tells me, is because he's not the youngest guy on the card anymore. A very old 20 is Matt Krayco, but with a couple of 18-year-olds sprinkled on the card tonight, he accepts the Kid nickname. Coming off a loss in his last fight, said that he beat himself in his last fight. You'll remember when he came down to the cage at Hard Knocks 14, he was already bleeding from the mouth because he had punched himself bloody waiting for the fight, and said that was a mistake.
Well, obviously it's a mistake to punch yourself in the face. The good thing about Matt Krayco is he's starting to get more mature as he goes on, and that does happen with fighters. Again, he's only 20 years old, and but maturity is a very big thing. Dealing with that, there's a big mental aspect. We've talked about it all night, and being backstage and being ready to go. Putting yourself in the weight class that you belong. Krayco says he belongs at 155. He's still a little thick for 155. I think that if he really worked at it, he might even get down to 145. Although that'd be a really tough cut for him. But I think he could really compete at that weight class. But 155 is a good fit for him now, and he's coming in. He says he feels good at 155. He didn't feel out-muscled at 170, but again, like a Kenny Florian, if you can make the weight, might as well drop it.
Matt Krayco coming in at 155 says that he wants tougher opponents, and Hughes is exactly that, as Julius Hughes is, again, a very solid opponent, standing rigid, stock still in the cage, waiting for Matt Krayco. Krayco on the poster, a picture of his last fight, him pressed up against the cage in a bad position, was on the poster for tonight. He feels that that's an added set of motivation for him as he looks to get a better picture for next time's poster.
And now, for the official fighter introductions. Fighting out of the Build 360 blue corner, He's 1-0 as a pro. At age 32, he stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 154 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of AJJ Canada from Kamloops, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Julius Hughes!
And in the Two Amigos and Company red corner, he's 2-1 as a pro, he's 20 years old and stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 155 pounds, fighting out of Dynamic MMA in Calgary. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Matt Dynamite Kid Krayco!
This bout will be contested under professional rules, and the referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Brian Beauchamp.
Okay, gentlemen, this is the co-main event. I want a clean, fair fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my command at all times. Let's touch gloves. Make it official.
Matt Krayco and Julius Hughes set to meet in our co-main event. Brian Beauchamp, our referee. Krayco in the camo and black and white for Hughes as he comes out of the blue corner. We are underway. Hughes stalks across. Again, that face doesn't change. Krayco tries the big front kick to the face, and that misses.
Yeah, you look at Matt Krayco, and that's a big shot by Krayco. He's going to jump all over this, but I don't know if Hughes is done or he just got stunned because he's really intelligently defending. He's keeping his head out of a danger position, so great job.
But a big right hand knocks Hughes down from Matt Krayco, and he continues to hold a dominant position. Now looking for the guillotine choke, pulls guard. That choke is in. We'll see if Hughes can pull his head out here as he tries to escape. Matt Krayco very quickly pushing the pace, but Hughes able to escape.
Yeah, that is the one downfall of running in that jumping guillotine, and Krayco immediately goes to an arm bar. But rolling through is Julius Hughes.
Armbar still threatened here by Krayco as he tries to pull that arm free, but Hughes doing a very good job of keeping his wrist underneath his keeping his arm underneath his wrist so that Krayco unable to pull the pressure and he's forced to let go of the armbar.
Yeah, the one thing I was saying before about that jumping guillotine is you put yourself in a down position, and Krayco is a great MMA fighter, but he's taken some shots in the face here, and he didn't have to put himself there. I think that was a rush to finish. Again, it's one of those things that Krayco can learn. He can be patient.
Trying the armbar again, Hughes responds with hammer fist, and again, protecting that arm very well is Hughes. Now he's got a knee towards the neck of Krayco, continuing to drop hammer fists is Hughes, while Krayco tries to stretch out the body, tries to force Hughes wide and get that armbar locked in, but Hughes doing a very good job of laying his weight on top of Krayco and makes him give up the armbar again.
Yeah, if I were Matt Krayco here with the jiu-jitsu ability that I have, I would be trying to escape, not counter. You've tried to counter and attack that armbar a couple times. It hasn't worked, so you need to switch up the game plan and get back to your feet where you are dominant. But
more hammer fists here coming from Hughes, and again trying the armbar is Matt Krayco, and so far unsuccessful. Again, Hughes able to keep his wrist underneath his other hand, pull his hand up. At the same time, he's putting a knee on the chest of Matt Krayco to again prevent him from stretching out.
What Matt Krayco has to do here is he has to force the action, so he has to thrust his hips right into the arm to try and make sudden motions. That's a steady motion isn't going to do it here with the countering that Hughes is doing. So he needs to thrust in to get something to change.
And Hughes again forces Krayco to give up the armbar attempt and continues to work hammer fist from the top. Full ground and pound is legal under the pro rules here. Unified rules of mixed martial arts for all 4 of our pro fights, including our other main event later this evening. And again, more hammer fists from Hughes as he continues to work from this dominant position.
Yeah, he's staying on top, and all the submission attempts that Krayco's doing, he's got an open guard now. Looks like he's trying to come out the side, but again, if I were Krayco, I would try and push off and get back to the feet where it works, and we know that Matt Krayco has that ability.
Hughes now trying to posture up and land more punches. Another couple get through. That last one defended. There's an elbow. Hughes doing a very effective job here in the ground and pound.
Matt Krayco's pretty tough because he's taking a lot of these great shots. Julius Hughes is doing an amazing job of staying in good position. When the Krayco tries to do the submissions, he's countering the submission first and then going back to the striking.
Another big elbow lands from Hughes there. More punches continue to rain down. That one a forearm, and Krayco trying to time the punch and catch the arm bar, but is unable to do so thus far.
Yeah, he's taking a ton of damage. These are big shots that Julius Hughes is landing on Krayco, but full credit to Krayco. He's sticking in there, and you know, again, he is constantly trying something, so that is a very good sign. You know, a concern that I have is all these submission attempts take energy, and you know, are they going to wear out? Are they going to wear out the tank? If Matt Krayco survives on the bottom here, is he going to have enough tank to be able to fight back on the or in the standing position the next couple rounds?
And again, 3 5-minute rounds here in the professional ranks as they continue to work. Krayco continues to try for the armbar submission. Hughes continues to work the ground and pound. 20 seconds left in round number 1 as they get towards the end of our first of 3 planned 5-minute rounds.
Yeah, this round definitely going to Julius Hughes, who's going to try and do as much damage as he possibly can before the end. I don't think he thinks he can finish it, but he's going to do damage while he has the opportunity.
A good round for Julius Hughes after Matt Krayco stunned Hughes off the first round, and Krayco looks hurt. He's trying to gain his feet. Looks like he's got a problem with his ankle. We have seen him have to finish a fight earlier in his career. His only amateur loss came as a result of him, his jaw being broken. He was unable to answer the bell for the 3rd round. Looks like it might be his knee or his ankle. Not putting any weight on that right leg was Matt Krayco as he made his way back to the bench. We'll see if he can stretch it out, if his corner is able to stretch it out. And Matt Krayco, not sure what they're saying to him in the corner because he was waving off the advice. Julius Hughes looks just like he did before this fight started on the other side of the cage. An emotionless face staring across the cage at his opponent, Matt Krayco, who's now seeming to try and walk off the knee issue he was having as he looks to continue for round number 2. Shaking his head to his corner, saying, no, it looks like this fight might be over. Time is called as the doctor makes his way in.
Krayco saying he's fine. Again, one of those things where, you know, he might very well be fine, but at the same time, he might need a doctor to tell him that, you know, it's better to live to fight another day. But again, Krayco's a tough guy. He's going to come out, and he's telling them as much. You know, at this point, it's not his head. I think you got to trust the fighter. You got to trust the fighter and let the fighter fight.
Krayco saying he's ready to go. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to go. But he's having trouble putting weight on his knee. Doctor shaking his head. Krayco upset. This fight is over. Julius Hughes is your winner. Matt Krayco falls to defeat due to a medical stoppage. And Julius Hughes very happy with the decision.
A big shout out goes to Nick Musculuk, our official photographer for the School of Hard Knocks, Tale of the Tape. For Hard Knocks 18, many thanks for your services and support of Hard Knocks Fighting. Make sure to check out the photos on Facebook and phantomshots.com in the upcoming week.
So Matt Krayco looks like he's going to lose this fight to a medical stoppage. Julius Hughes is going to take the victory. Full credit to Hughes as he dominated that first round. Again, Krayco put himself in a bad position by trying that jumping guillotine and put himself down, and Julius Hughes did not let him up. We don't know what's wrong, whether it's his hip or his knee or what the issue is with Matt Krayco, but the doctor's saying he can't fight anymore, and Krayco looks upset. Looks like he wanted to go. You know, personally, I like the protecting the fighters, absolutely. But again, you know, these guys are professionals. They want to fight well, and you know, the doctor does know best.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official decision brought to you by Phantom Shops. The winner, due to doctor stoppage at 5 minutes of the very first round, in the blue corner, Julius Hughes.
We go to Ryan Ballantyne, who's in the center with Julius Hughes.
Julius,
We'll talk to you for a minute here. I'll get you to take a look at the camera. Tough fight in the first round. It seemed like it was a miss. He'd go for the arm bar. You'd fight it off, do a little ground and pound. He'd come back with an arm bar. You'd do a little ground and pound. Seemed like it was going back and forth. What were your thoughts on the fight?
Well, I knew he was a crafty guy, and I knew he had good skills. But I know some jiu-jitsu as well, so I was confident to be able to defend it. I felt a little stronger, so I was comfortable standing there. I thought I landed good punches and some elbows, so I never was in real trouble. But I had to be very cautious because he is slick.
Now, it looked like he caught you with a pretty good right hand, and then he came in early in the round. How bad did he get you?
Well, to be honest, I never saw it coming. He hit me good, I went down, and I don't think he should have went to the ground with me.
Fair enough. Now, you got your coaches here from Axis Canada. Tell us about your coaches.
Well, this is my friend, sponsor, training partner, Ray Chenier. I grew up fighting with him in his garage. Our coach from Axis Jiu-Jitsu, he cannot be here today, but he was watching. Andre Taniguchi, he is the one who prepared me for all those crafty arm bars. My friend, coach, cornerman, training partner, Mark Delgado from Kamloops, is the smallest guy to ever pick me up, slam me on my back, and show me that there's a lot of technique to this sport.
All right, congratulations. Julius moves to 2-0 as a pro.
Let's hear it again for your winner,